Hey, what's up guys? Airsoft Man 819 back at the review table again for another hardware review. Today I'm going to be doing the review for the original Xbox game controller for the Xbox console that was released in November 2001. This is the first controller released for the Xbox, and it is ginormous. I mean, literally, just the logo alone in the middle of it is almost the size of a GameCube disc. So it's a big controller. And this is a standard frame I use for my controller reviews, and I can barely fit this into frame. If I'm holding it up like this, it doesn't all fit. So it's a big controller. But it's comfortable, surprisingly. There's actually like a little bit of a cult following with this controller, that people who like it love it, and people who don't like it hate it. So it's a love-hate controller. Either you love it or you hate it. There's not really much in between. So this controller was produced, I think, until a little early into 2002, and then people were complaining about the logo reflecting light off of the lights and blinding them. They also complained that the buttons here were too close together, which they kind of are. You can hit all 4 of them at once, which is not very good at all. Actually, you can hit all 6 of them at once. So they just complained it was too big, which some people think it's too big. Personally, I actually like it a little better. They released a controller S in either late 2002 or early 2003 that is more similar to the 360 controller. If you want to see what the controller S looks like, in my 360 controller review for the Xbox 360, the controller S from the original Xbox makes an appearance in that review. And I'll later be doing a review for it on its own, but today is going to be the original one. So it is big. For comparison here, I have an Xbox 360 controller. These are both considered to be large controllers, so I'm going to have to pick up the camera to show you guys. So hold on just a sec. There's the two alongside of each other. So yeah, it's a big controller. Here's my hand. You can see I can't even cover half of it up. Let me get something to compare it to real quick. Here's a standard size cell phone. So it's a big controller. But it is comfortable, at least for me, because I have big hands. So let me do something real quick here. Here's the 360 controller. The 360 controller is a big controller, and I can cover it up completely with the original one. So it is a wired controller. Uses this really tough translucent green wire. I wish they would have brung that back with the controller S. Of course, like with most Xbox controllers, they give you a lot of wire with it. So, and it ends in the standard Xbox plug, which is proprietary to the original Xbox console only. And you have the neat little breakaway cable here that when you step on the cord, this cord will break away like this, so you don't rip your whole console off the table, which I thought was a pretty cool design. There we go. So, dual analog, just like the 360 and the PlayStation and all the other controllers. I found this joystick to be a little weak. That might be just because of wear and tear, because this controller's got some age on it. So they're nicely texturized. This one, the right one, bulges out a little bit, while this one's more caved in. You see, when they made the 360 controller, they made them both caved in. But on this one bulges out, which it doesn't really bother me. Has this weird lumpy D-pad. It's not even a standard D-pad. I've never seen one like it before, but it works really well. You got the back and start buttons in the middle, which I actually like better than the controller S, which on the controller S, they're over here on the grip, which is really hard to reach. You have your A, B, X, and Y buttons. You can see on this, they're really tightly spaced together, but in later controllers, they spread them out more, like this. You can see the difference there. They also, the old controllers have black and white buttons. The original Xbox controllers do, which on the 360, they took these and moved them here. You can see there's no black and white buttons on here, but there's bumpers. There's one here and one here. You have memory card slots actually in the controller itself, and they're so big I can fit 2 of my fingers in each one. So you've got these really big, massive triggers, and they got a lot of tension, so they're really good triggers, and they work really well, especially for racing games. I love this controller for racing games. You see on the back here, it says Xbox Game Controller. It even has the original warranty sticker on it, which I think is cool. This controller was made in 2001, and it's in amazing shape. And I really enjoy using it. It's got a dual rumble feature, which is really, really good. Just as good as the PlayStation 2, and that's pretty hard to beat. So, yeah. No menu button, just a big, shiny Xbox logo. And both of the joysticks click, just like on newer controllers. So all the buttons work fine. It's a really, really well-made controller. I've actually had this one apart, and they are rock solid on the inside. They're very well made. And I recommend that if you do own an original Xbox, I recommend you own at least one of these. So this has been my quick review on the original Xbox game controller. Thanks for watching, guys.